came from the high tackle from Keys, I think. So 50 metres, Russell Hearn to bring it down. And good 50 too. So Hearn at centre half back. Oh, very good 50 now that he's put right in the middle of the ground. So Hearn just inside the centre square at centre half back. Gets a couple of leads. Much on offer at the moment. So he just kicks it long towards Sanders, who has to go up in front and does take a very good mark. So Marty Sanders wearing number 21.
Corio Lockwood's old number.
Yep. Has taken the mark on the point of the half forward flank. Point of the centre square. A couple of leads on. Dragosevic was one. He goes further afield though towards Hesselwood on a long lead. He can't take the mark though on hands and knees in the end. Handball by Bigham over the top. Chopped off by Ferguson. Uses his pace. Can he get around? He can. Handball back towards Sanders. That's Luke. Left foot kick towards the forward pocket. Keating gets back there. Dragosevic's there as well. Through the middle. Kick away by Matthew McNamara. Only though as far as centre half forward. And the mark has been taken by Tajani. So he'll shoot for goal from just inside 50. The breeze coming into his face, so it'll be a good kick from there.
Just early days, Laurie, but I tense a few nerves from the Corio side.
Yeah, they've fumbled a bit, especially from the senior players, like Barry O'Toole couldn't pick it up in one go.
Tajani's kick, short, and Ricky O'Toole reads it better than anybody and takes the mark in the left back pocket. Wants to switch play, kick, pinpoint to Lazarick in the right back pocket. Takes the mark, draws a player and puts it over the top. From Manning to Keating by hand at half-back. They're running the ball through Barry O'Toole. Handball towards Lindsay. Gives it back to Manning, who kept running. Then it had to be pretty slick to Barry O'Toole. Runs into Chris Fries it was who wrapped him up on centre wing. And it will be a ball up on centre wing.
Shane Manning looks pretty fit to me. I think he's done a pretty good pre-season.
So a ball up now. Weiss up against Walton. They go up. Walton gets it down over Manning's head. And it comes towards Manning. He can't take it again. Little toe poke. And that came from Hardman. Still on centre wing. Barry O'Toole over the top of it. Got one high, did he? Yes, he did. And the umpire will call advantage. Yes, he does now, even though Bolchevic dropped the footy at half forward. Handball back inboard to Manning. On the left, off a couple of steps, goes long. And I think he's just missed. He has. And through for one behind. The first score of the afternoon. And it's taken 3.5 minutes. Corio one behind. North Geelong yet to score. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard.
Well, certainly the North Geelong players putting a lot of pressure on the Corio players, Laurie.
Well, I think there would have been instructions from the coach, Eric, to put as much pressure on the players with the footy as you possibly can, and he realised he's probably hasn't got the muscle power or the skill he had last year.
So Gibbs kicks in long from the full-back position, but intercepting at centre half or on centre wing and kicking to centre half forward was Ricky O'Toole. And Matty Cullen has taken the very easy chest mark. Man on the mark is about 50. Would take a pretty good kick, but the breeze certainly is favouring the northern end. There's no doubt about that. As Matty Cullen is lining up, shaping up to have a shot certainly. So
if he hits this good, he'll give it a good fright.
So Cullen now, the left footer, runs pretty close to the man the mark and trying to get distance. He's hooked it. Oh, gee, it's come back. There's a whistle on play. But it is a goal, so the free kick obviously was going to go to the Corio side. Matty Cullen has kicked his first. The Victory Trophy scoreboard. Corio 1-1-7, lead North Geelong yet to score. And it's taken 4.5 minutes into the first quarter. So a very interesting 4.5 minutes, Laurie, in the fact that Corio looked nervous early, but when they start running, they look really good.
Yeah, well, I think that's true, Eric. I think they just got to try and settle down quickly, and nothing better that can make you relax a little bit more as a goal. And with the breeze, they'd be pretty happy with that.
Back to the middle, both ruckmen get a tap to it. Through the middle, Ryan gets a clearing kick towards centre half forward. Spiral torpedo punt. Hearn running back with a flight of the footy, goes up early, gets a hand to it. Only as far though as Keys runs away on the left. Short little kick towards a vacant 10-metre square, and a soccer-style kick from Bolchevic has been a goal. Fantastic. Manchester United would have been happy with that. Bolchevic has put his first on the board, and two within 30 seconds of each other. Great play from Corio from the middle, and they go to 2-1-13. They lead North Geelong yet to score, and that's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 5 minutes played.
I suppose the good sign there, Laurie, Keys could have blazed away from 30 metres out on his non-preferred side, chose basically to kick it to the goal square, and Bolshevik took the option of kicking off the ground.
Well, Eric, it was a great soccer goal, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
With a name like that, he's probably played a little bit of soccer somewhere along the line, and no, it was a great effort. Just finished it off beautifully.
So back in the middle, no ruckman really got a clean tap down. Ricky O'Toole chases pretty hard after the footy. He's got 3 North Geelong players to beat, but he's up to the task, kicks it along the ground, heading towards half forward flank for North Geelong. Handballs backwards to Matty King, back over the top again to the keeping control the Corio side. It's back with Savanka on half back flank, and finally Corio kick out of the ruck, goes straight through Barry O'Toole, picked up by Russell Hearn for North Geelong. Left foot back towards centre half forward, but Savanka in the road once again. The saving mark goes wide across the ground. He's got Ryan out there, takes the mark comfortably. He's got Bigham, who's running. Handball goes over the top. Gee, it's a handball, put Matty Cullen under a bit of pressure, and overruns the footy. Russell Hearn back on it on the left foot, goes wide toward the boundary, and Hesselwood out there for North Geelong on centre wing has taken the mark. On the left foot, goes towards half forward. Oh, King up high, almost infringed. No, said the umpire. McNamara. Handball over the top to Keating. Another handball to Bigham for Corio, and they're out of trouble once again. And it's a lovely looking pass to Robbie Walton, who's taken the mark and plays on quickly on centre wing. Terrible kick off the boot, but he's found a teammate, and looks like Bolchevak, who's having a good couple of minutes here, is taking the mark on half forward flank. Goes for the terrible kick off the boot, but Dabrowski diving forward, can't take the mark in the forward pocket. I think Bolchevik went for the torpedo then, Lauren, didn't hit it too well.
No, they make that pretty hard to hold them in, Eric. It was a pretty wobbly. It was about three poor kicks along the way there, but it got from A to B, which was from one end of the ground to the other.
So the ball is out of bounds, 20 metres from the behind post, deep in the attacking area for Corio. Walton doing the ruck work for Corio. Comes down, and the handball out to Scown of North Geelong. Runs clear, kicks towards centre wing. In the road there is Savanka, can't take the mark, goes through his hands. Picked up there by Lindsay on centre wing. On the left foot, nice looking pass. He's measured it. Mark not taken by Cornwall. Comes to ground. Good tackle on Ricky O'Toole, but Keys again picks up the crumb. Going hard at the footy was Barry O'Toole. Gets the ball, goes to the lead at half forward. No players can take them up. Will flick off the ground there for North Geelong. Doing well. There's a whistle on the play, and it's gone to Marty Sanders at centre half back. Infringed whilst playing the football. Goes on the left foot. Looking wide forward to Jarney on centre wing, but intercepting there was the familiar sign of Brett Fisher. Great mark over to Elzinger. There's signs of the premiership side. A bit of combination there.
Oh.
Well, the umpire, I don't know what he's paid there. Certainly wasn't a mark. However, so well, maybe there's some justice in that, because they kicked into the man on the mark, did Harrington, and the ball goes to centre wing over the head of all players. Cornwall handball. Well, I was going to say wide. It was pretty high, and Ryan's been set a pretty good task there, and not quite up to it this stage. Kick off the ground. So quite a bit of whistle on play by the umpires here as Tajani gets the free kick for North Geelong. Goes wide, right across the ground, and mark taken for them by Jamie Weiss right in the middle centre square. He goes long towards full forward. Big pack of players there. Ball comes to ground, thrown out of the pack to Ricky O'Toole. He gets the free kick as well. Goes towards centre wing. Manning can't take the mark. Comes to ground. Good pick up by Luke Hardman. He gets a left foot kick. Handball comes back to Tajani on centre wing. Oh, Troy ran straight into a tackle there. Lost the footy. Lazarick can't pick it up. Manning does. But it's a pretty ordinary passage of play right at the moment. But Tajani finally gets it to centre half forward. But in the way there is Keating. Handball over the top. Finally comes to Ryan. Well, bumped instead of tackled. Finally drops the footy. And the free kick has gone to Ferguson of North Geelong. Very quickly into the forward line, over the head of all players, running on. Oh, I can't control it. And that was Justin Hesselwood. Couldn't control the footy, so I rushed behind to North Geelong. It is their first score of the day. They go to one behind. They trail Corio 2-1-13. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 10 minutes gone.
Bigham, good kick in, finds Cornwall on right half back. Takes the mark easily, uncontested. Lead on by Cullen towards centre wing, goes in that direction now. Hearn right next to him, pushed Hearn under the ball, did well. Now he has to run onto it. Hardman comes at him and does well with the pace. Can't pick it up though, runs into Walton, loses the footy, comes back towards Sanders. Can he get away from Walton? Handball to Hearn. He gives it to Hardman running along the wing. Now left foot kick towards half forward, but Matty McNamara's got his name written on it. Can he take the mark? He can. And will relieve the pressure for the Devils at half back. He's got Savanka short and also Lazarick. So he does go there with a terrible kick, but they've got a bit of time now. Savanka right on half back. Goes with a long kick towards half forward. Ricky O'Toole behind Elzinger. They go up. O'Toole does well, takes the mark, plays on quickly. Goes with the right foot towards the lead at centre half forward. Dabrowski goes in that direction and he should be able to take the mark easily and does. And we'll line up for goal from 50 metres out directly in front.
I suppose we've said it so many times, Laurie, but Ricky O'Toole is a class player, isn't he?
Oh, he certainly is, Eric. There's no doubt about that. You know, why wouldn't you go to him every time you've got the footy? And, you know, he gets himself in the right spots and they're going to look for him every time. This should be a goal.
So Dabrowski comes in.
He likes it. And
he's kicked it, I think. No, he might have missed. He has. Just missed to the right-hand side, so one behind. So they go to 2-2-14 Corio. They lead North Geelong one behind. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 11.5 minutes played.
So the ball back at the full-back position. Troy Elzinger doing the kicking in. Looks for and finds Russell Hearn on the half-back flank, and Hearn of North Geelong takes the mark. Goes down the wing looking for young Hardman. Just a little bit of a push out, but umpire said fair enough, held his ground, so Hardman on centre wing takes the mark. Left footer goes towards half forward. King in front.
Decapitated.
Pulled to the ground and a free kick to Matt King on half-back flank for Corio. Just chips it into the middle. Cornwall has taken the mark. He's getting calls from further afield. Players running and as we've indicated, that's certainly Corio's game. Cornwall's taken a long time. Now he goes to half-forward flank and straight to Russell Hearn of North Geelong. So not a good option, but Hearn takes the defensive mark on half-back flank for North. We've been playing 12 minutes into the first quarter as Hearn kicks now to the middle of the ground. Gee, the wind certainly held that up. Matty King, wonderful spoil from the back, but it's picked up by Marty Sanders on the left foot, goes to centre wing. Ferguson takes the mark for North Geelong. Plays on now. He doesn't hit the ball too well, goes towards centre half forward. Good contest there. Ball comes to ground. Picked up there by Harrington, and Harrington has found Hesselwood at full forward, but he's under pressure. McNamara pulls the ball back in under himself, finally gets a handball out, and they clear it with a handball to Keating as Corio go towards centre wing. There's Ryan, who's been conspicuous in the first quarter, takes the mark comfortably, just chips it over the top toward the middle, but good defensive work there by North Geelong through Weiss. He works pretty hard. The ball comes out. Ryan runs at the footy. Can't take it. Cornwall. Handball to Lazarick. Lazarick tackled as he is about to kick the footy. Doesn't get the kick away. Now it stacks on the mill. And in the true centre of the ground here at Shell Reserve, the umpire will put the ball into play. 13 minutes gone. 2-2 Corio. One behind North Geelong.
So a ball up. 20 players around the ball. The umpire trying to give himself a bit of room to back out from the ruck contest. Savanka. Weiss gets it down. Handball comes out towards Luke Sanders. Handball back to Marty. And the Sanders boys get it towards half forward. King behind Harrington. Punched it away. Goes towards Kennedy. No look. Handball to Harrington on 50. Left foot kick around the corner. Foot race. Bigham and Hesselwood. Hesselwood uses his frame, but Bigham does well. Keeps the ball in front. Handball's over the top, close to the boundary line. Back inboard towards O'Toole. That's Ricky. Gives it away by hand. Quickly off a step. And the ball will go from Dans towards Ryan. Takes the mark. Just forward to the centre wing, gives it to Cornwall by hand. He goes along towards Dabrowski, gets a push. No, play on the call, said the umpire. Then there's the ball spills free. Number of players can't pick it up. Now it's kicked away towards the boundary line. Hearn might lead in the race for the ball, he does. Could have given it to Scown, but he elects to go backwards. Now gives it away quickly, and now it might end up with Scown. It does. That came from Hall. And Scan now, back inboard, looking towards the middle of the ground. Marty Sanders to make up a bit of room, has to keep it in front, does so. Handball to nobody in particular. Matty Cullen it is in the end. And Cullen with the left foot kick and squeeze it towards Keys. It's okay, and he takes the mark, draws a player, handballs over the top to Dabrowski, and he kicks the goal. And does very well as he was running towards the goal post, just to put it inside and kick the goal, his first and the third for Corio. They go to 3-2-20. They lead North Geelong at 1 behind. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 14 and a half minutes played.
Pretty intelligent play from young Keys, Laurie. Drew the fellow towards him and just able to get the handball to Dabrowski basically in the goal square.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of good points about that, Eric. He got himself out. He didn't run into the goal square. He stayed out where he was most likely going to go, and they got the footy out to him and got the handball over it and finished up a nice goal in the finish, but they could have messed that up.
In the middle, Savanka gets the tap down for Corio on this occasion, but it's picked up by Sanders. He kicks wide to centre wing, and it's a long kick heading toward the boundary. Foot race on here, Kennedy and Ryan. Neither player can get to the footy, and it beats them both over the boundary line in front of the change rooms here at Corio on the Corio Bay side of Shell Reserve. The ball now comes back into play. Good tap there by Savanka, doing well in the ruck. Plays over on the footy till Cornwall picks it up. He's had 2 bounces, runs to half forward. Handball over the top. He's found a teammate in Keys. He goes toward Dabrowski. Can't get to the footy. Picked up by Barry O'Toole. He's had feigned the handball, but he's kicked right across the face of goal. Bolshevik can't control it. Good defensive work there by Fryers in the defence. Chris Fryers for North Geelong, able to push the ball over the boundary line. And at 30 metres from the behind post for Corio, the ball about to come into play once again. Savanka, beautiful tap to the back. The only problem was there was no Corio player there, but he follows up well. In fact, it's Manning. He turns, has a pot shot from about 45. He's hooked it, and it's offline for his second behind of the quarter. It's the third for Corio. 3-3-21. They lead North Geelong 1 behind. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 16 and a half minutes gone.
Elzinger with the kicking in duties once again from fullback. Goes short towards the leader, Hardman. Oh, has to be pinpoint because there's 3 Devils around him. One of them's Manning, can handball it or kick. He goes with a kick back towards Dabrowski and Elzinger, who go up over their head. Scown might see it through. No. Yes, he will now. Safety of the rush behind. So they go to 3-4-22 Corio. And they lead North Geelong 1 behind. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 17 minutes in the first term.
Elzinger this time decides to go long, but well, it was good work there by Cornwall. Got back, made a contest. Ball comes to ground. Now it's 2-on-2 with the ball. Well, it spills clear, but now the umpire will move in because the ball wasn't really going anywhere. Players throwing themselves on top of it and on top of one another. So at 17 and a half minutes. The ball is on half forward flank for Corio, kicking in this first quarter to the northern end, favoured by whatever bruise there is, and it's fairly minimal as the umpire puts it in the air again. Savanka, well, there's a whistle on play. What's happened here?
It's the North. Going to throw it up again, I think.
So perhaps not comfortable with the ball into the air. That would seem you've picked it, Laurie, so don't see that too often.
No, not.
So the umpire puts it in the air again. Savanka and Weiss. Weiss gets the tap down. Dans. No, doesn't get a kick. Ryan picks up for Corio. Chips it over the top looking for Cornwall. He can't pick it up. Fryers can for North. And back from whence it's come. So mark not taken by Walton. Crumbs picked up there by Ricky O'Toole. He goes goalward. And, well, almost marked, but not by... Keys, it was up there, so it's a behind to Ricky O'Toole and to Corio. Probably a goal he would normally kick, Ricky, but 3-5-23 Corio. They lead North Geelong 1 behind. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. Now 18 and a half minutes gone.
Elzinger from fullback once again. This time short over the top towards Fryers. And the kick on this occasion finds him. Still in defensive 50. He chips it over the top towards Russell. Hearn's okay at centre half back. He takes the mark. Head support from Kennedy. And this is where they're breaking down through midfield here, trying to get the next kick towards centre half forward. He goes wide, looking for the lead. That's okay. Fisher takes the mark. He chips over the top as well. Looking for, well, he was looking for Sanders there, but he couldn't take the mark. Lazarick tries to break free, can't do so. Runs into a brick wall, namely Brett Fisher, and he sees the ball over the boundary line for a throw in. On centre wing.
There's a pretty good little battle going on that wing over there between Ryan and what's his name?
Ferguson. So a ball in, comes back towards Weiss. who goes with a long kick, but a terrible kick off the boot, this time towards half forward. Foot race, Keating leads Dragosevic in the race with the ball, can get away and handball towards Manning on centre wing, sits for him okay, runs free, takes a bounce, draws a player, intelligent kick back inboard to Bolchevac. He goes now with the right boot, sets it up towards Dabrowski again, and pack develops around him. Oh, onto it, Keys. He goes towards the front of the pack, plays for a free kick, didn't get one. Barry O'Toole does though. He gets it away, goes on the right foot off a kick, and has kicked the goal. And shows his class, Barry O'Toole, with his first goal. And for Corio, their fourth. And they now go to 4-5-29. They lead North Geelong one behind. And that is on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 20 minutes played.
Laura, there's a fair bit of discipline in that Corio forward line. I noticed then one player flying for the mark and 3 or 4 players looking for the crumbs. And I guess that's real good discipline.
Well, it is, Eric, and just watching Barry O'Toole's game, it unfold a little bit. He was a little bit, couldn't get a handle quite on it early in the game, but he's working into the game a bit now. He's getting more positive touches, and he's going to be a good player as the game unfolds, I'm sure.
So the ball back in the middle with the umpire. Walton doing the ruck work now for Corio. Gets the tap down. Matty Cullen punches it further forward. Over the head of player, Savanka can't bend down to pick it up. Fisher for North Geelong tries to, but following up is Lazarick. Handball back to Ricky O'Toole, and he's more positive. Lovely kick towards half forward, but over the head of Dabrowski and straight into the arms there of his interleague teammate in Daniel Gibbs. Gibbs in defence for Corio. Long kick to the middle of the ground, looking for Weiss. Weiss only able to go one-handed. He's got one out against 3. He does well. Finally gets the ball forward, but Dan's there. He gets a handball out to Ricky O'Toole. He went to pass, but runs his full measure, kicks it long now, looking for Dabrowski at full forward. It's over his head, Keys. Comes back, hits the ball, it's picked up by Dabrowski, hooks it round on the left foot and running in towards an open goal. Well,
Barry O'Toole.
Bolchevic, handball to Barry O'Toole, and the easiest of easy goals for Corio. So the teamwork really coming to the fore up forward in the latter stages of the first quarter as Corio have kicked their 5th, 5-5-35. They lead North Geelong one behind on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, and it's 21.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, they look dangerous up forward when they share the footy around like that, Eric. It's hard to cover all those players, and their hand skills are very, very good up there, and particularly in Barry O'Toole and Shane Manning. They're just all class there, and if you don't stay with your man, you're going to be in trouble. And when they've got so many options, it's very, very difficult. But they're really looking the goods at the moment, Corio.
Of course, one of the traditional problems we have out here at Corio, the ball into the backyards. They talk about Baker's Oval, but that northern end, it's probably just as bad here, isn't it, when they kick a goal?
It's in someone's chook pen, you think?
Yeah, it's a possibility. Maybe the dog's a little bit too big up there. They're not going to go in.
We're going to get another new one.
Wouldn't be such a bad idea, I think. That the other footy, that some players were having trouble kicking it.
They were, that's true.
They might be better off.
That's a fairly handy handball from umpire Keating there too, to the other umpire.
So back to the middle. Rob Walton's giving Savanka a rest in the middle. He's gone to centre half forward. Fisher picks him up, so it'll be Walton against Weiss, and there's an infringement in the middle. Somebody running in too quick, and it was North Geelong, so it'll be a free kick to Walton in the middle. As Barry O'Toole takes the mark 45 metres out, but he'll have to come back. So the ball comes back to the centre for Rob Walton. And we should give it away to Ricky O'Toole, and does so. He gave it back to him. So now O'Toole from the middle. Chips the ball short towards Cullen. Picks it up on the half volley, does he? No, he doesn't. Elzinger rides a bump and gets it away, but Manning leads in the race of the footy. Needs to get away from a couple. He's got some support. Cullen waited for Lazarick. Lazarick waited for Cullen. Then it falls back towards Lindsay. Left foot kick measures towards Barry O'Toole. Manning in support as well. Fries against him. Fries did pretty well, 2-on-1. And saw it over the boundary line for a throw in at half forward. No free kick. So against O'Toole, so Fries will take the free kick at half back for the Magpies. So Chris Fries, who played in the Premiership team last year for the Magpies, short towards Sam Hall, and he takes the mark at true half back now. Not much on offer in the middle though. Weiss possibly his option, or Harrington. Or possibly out of bounds on the full.
I mean, that's what happens when you play too close to the boundary line. It's bound to happen eventually. You're going to kick the ball out on the full. And that's
certainly tests your skill level, Laurie, doesn't it?
So Manning chips it back towards Lazarick, who takes a very good mark under pressure. And he gives it away to Manning, sets him up a little bit. Handball, no look to Ricky O'Toole, close to the boundary line. Goes towards Manning once again by hand. Wheels back on the right boot and goes long towards full forward. Off hands, Russell Hearn standing in the front, takes the ball, gets it away, should be able to give it to Weiss in the middle. He can do so now, and he was thinking about running on, but now he holds it up. The lead's on from Harrington. He's free at half forward on the point of the centre square. Now he chips it to Ferguson, who can sit and wait and turn around, should kick the goal from 30 metres out, and has missed. So one behind to Ferguson. They doubled their score, the Magpies, 2 behinds. They trail Corio 5-5-35. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 25 minutes played.
Quarter time AFL, Hawthorn 8-3, Richmond 2-1. 2 goals and almost in time on. So it's a long kick in by McNamara. Walton interfered with as he was going for the mark. Advantage played. Bolshevik has the footy. Oh, he's got Toby Lindsay a mile clear of any opposition. Picks it up well. Kicks it long into the full forward position. Barrio had the name written all over it. Mark not paid. Keys played to his own advantage. Can't pick it up again, however, and good defence there by North Geelong, as I think Barrio O'Toole wouldn't be too impressed. It was almost a mark in most games of footy, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Now it's a free kick paid to North Geelong to Brett Fisher. Goes across the face of goal to Russell Hearn. So Hearn of North Geelong in the back pocket now has the mark. Decides to chip it short again. Ferguson, who just missed the last goal at the other end of the ground, now takes the mark on half-back flank. So, as Laurie is saying, he and Ryan having a great contest. Gee, I'll tell you what, he hasn't kicked the ball too well. He went across the face of goal looking for Hesselwood, and Barry O'Toole took the mark. Handball to Ricky O'Toole going past, on to Manning. But they're under a bit of pressure at the moment, the Corio forwards, as North take the ball clear through Brett Fisher. Mark drop that he should have taken out there, and the turnover has come to Ryan for Corio, but Kennedy there. Well, he's they're mucking about with it out there. He's kicked the ball 30 metres backwards, and the mark taken in defence by Russell Hearn. So a fairly ordinary passage of play late in the first quarter here, as both sides putting pressure on one another. Ball to the middle of the ground. Mark not paid. Cornwall picks up the crumbs, runs his full measure, kicks it back into the full forward area. Oh, it was the Keys. Well, there's a whistle on play once again. So there's quite a bit of whistling off the ball, and the free kick has gone to Scown. Well, he played on. Now the umpire's not allowing it.
He didn't kick it properly, so he's
okay. So now Scown of North Geelong, deep in the back pocket, has the free kick. Decides to play on and go across goal. It's been dangerous so far, but he's got Gibbs out there, takes the mark. Tajani is on centre wing. He's got a decent task here because there's Corio players descending upon him, but gets the footy, kicks on the left foot, looking for Ferguson. Runs hard, doesn't take the mark. Ferguson, however, is very closely contested with Ryan, but his pace is outstanding. Gets the ball onto the boot, into the forward pocket, Keating. And a free kick to Keating. Held without the footy. Young Dragicevic has infringed. He chips it over the top. Matty Cullen on his own at centre half back. Plays on. Kicks the ball long. Well, he set Savanka a fair task there. Fisher over the top, easily able to punch it away. Picked up again by Cullen. Handball to Cornwall. He goes towards half forward. The long leads come from Dabrowski. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Look away. Handball to Keys, but it's missed its mark. And the ball comes back. Luckily, Dabrowski can pick it up. Doesn't know where to go. Tries to kick it off the left foot. That's a true defender there, Laurie. Had no idea what to do in the forward half. And finally, it's North Geelong coming clear into the centre of the ground. Oh, good work, Matty King. Confronted the players running at him, won the football, and the turnover. Oh, wonderful one-handed mark to Manning. Handball quickly to Kevin Dans, who's going past. He's had a pot shot, and he's across the face of goal, and only a behind to Corio. Probably the defensive movement of King there deserved better. 5-6-36 is Corio. They lead North Geelong 2 behind. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 28.5 minutes gone.
Gibbs from fullback for the Magpies. Hesselwood gives him a long lead, goes in that direction, but Ricky O'Toole might chop it off. Fisher goes up, takes nearly a mark, not paid. Play on the call off his hands to Tajani at half back. Chips the ball to Elzinger, takes the mark on his knees. Handballs it outboard to Hardman. He's got Sanders in support, but he runs in towards his left boot and goes towards half forward. Dragicevic comes out, takes the mark at half forward, or he can get it over the top to Kennedy. It's a terrible kick. It might get there though. Kennedy wheels around, goes right, goes left. Now he runs straight towards goal, left foot, and has kicked it. So a late goal for North Geelong before quarter time. It's their first of the afternoon. They go to 1-2-8. They trail Corio 5-6-36. That's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 29.5 minutes played.
Well, I suppose they showed, Laurie, when they get the ball clear, North Geelong, they can use it pretty well. And whilst they tried desperately hard not to get the goal, Kennedy finally kicked it.
Well, they've gone forward a couple of times, Eric, and they've just been a little bit undermanned there, but that was a bit of good play there. They found their targets each time they went up there, and it makes it a bit easier if you're able to do that, of course.
That's a bit of a surprise to me. Darren Bennett coming on to replace Ryan, who I think's done very well in the first quarter, but the ball in the middle once again. Ricky O'Toole crashes through the... he's run about 50 metres, gets a handball to Shane Manning, and there's the answering goal almost straight away. Shane Manning's kicked it, and Corio, well, Ricky O'Toole, I'll buy some land off that umpire, Laurie. I reckon he ran 40, but it is a goal. 6 goals, 6:42 Corio. They lead North Geelong 1-8. That's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. We've ticked past 30 minutes.
No, that was a great individual performance there. He used his strength and his pace and all his skill and was able to get that through, and Shane Manning was able to finish it off nicely. They'd be pretty happy with this first quarter, I think, Corio.
So back to the middle. Walton up against Hesselwood, having a run in the ruck, giving Weiss some time off. Neither can get an effective tap. Still in the middle with Bolchevic. Handball. Free kick, was it? It's going to North Geelong, and it'll go to Sanders in the middle. So he gets away from Cornwall, goes out wide, and it's okay. Finds Kennedy, the goal kicker for the Magpies. Leads everywhere. Dragosevic gives him one. So does Smith. So does Weiss. He goes short, though, to Ferguson on 50. Out wide. They'll have to move it quickly, not far away from quarter time. Holds it. Harrington has taken the mark on the point of the centre square at half forward. So now, and just as he kicked the ball, the siren has sounded for quarter time, and it is Corio 6-6:42, and they lead North Geelong 1-8.